Good afternoon. Today we will be reviewing our top stories from Studio G this week. Plus, Christina Davies will give us our 7-day forecast. It's the Friday Review right here on Studio G Magazine, and it starts right now. Monday through Thursday, we bring to you stories at noon. But on Fridays, we bring you the Week Review.
Live over the web from Greenspun Hall at UNLV.
We are broadcast students, and this is our news show.
Right here on Studio G Magazine, the Week in Review.
Welcome to Studio G Magazine, the Week in Review. I'm Elena Ledbetter. We start off with Monday. A local Las Vegas girl is making her voice heard and taking a stand against bullying through the radio waves. Reporter Daphne Barreto tells us more.
No ordinary teen. She's a singer, dancer, and actress. Corey was featured in numerous films, a triple threat at just 16. And now to add to the list, Corey is the host of her very own radio show in Las Vegas.
You are watching Corey Taylor Talks live from Las Vegas.
Corey Taylor Talks is Las Vegas's only teen talk show. Here she discusses film, fashion, and other hot topics. But above all, she tackles the issues that most adolescents face today.
One of our main topics is bullying, because I really believe that is one of the biggest problems in the world, and if we stop that, a lot of the problems in the world will be stopped. Suicide, shootings. People are just very angry, and usually people are so angry and mean is because someone else was angry and mean to them.
She's always giving, never asking for anything, just always caring about others. She's always had a heart of gold, and I see that continuing, especially in the teenage year, and that's amazing to me because, you know, teenagers are usually hard, and she's just never changed. She's always wanting to do for others and give and make things better, and I'm just totally blessed.
Corey's hard work and dedication recently won her the Act of Kindness Award and was given $1,000 to give to Braden's Hope Foundation, a charity for childhood cancer research.
This medium is nothing but intangible, and for someone to, like Corey Taylor, to come on the air and to use it to the benefit to help people was mind-blowing.
We just want to help anyone we possibly can, so no matter what they're dealing with, if they call in or they message us or whatever, we will help them, and I just want them to know that someone is there for them.
From Studio G, I'm Daphne Barreto.
Corey is a victim of bullying herself and hopes that her radio show will empower victims to stand up for themselves. UNLV's annual Rebel Service Day was recently held. Thanks to the nearly 50 volunteers, the day was made a success. Reporter Tristan Balagtas has more.
Rebel Service Day is a day to give back, and that's exactly what UNL volunteers are doing.
It's important for students to get involved so they are more connected to their community and more aware of, the issues and the, just diversity of our city. So they're not just kind of stuck in a bubble on campus and can reach out to their community in another way and kind of be aware of service and social justice and change.
Put on by UNL volunteers and the Office of Civic Engagement and Diversity, Rebel Service Day is a day where volunteers offer their services to a variety of nonprofit organizations, including their very own called DASH. DASH stands for Delivering and Serving Hope, and they deliver and serve hope indeed. In the student union, volunteers gather to assemble sack lunches for the needy. The lunches consist of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, fruit, and crackers.
So many people are so busy nowadays that they just don't have time to give back. And we need to realize how fortunate and blessed we are, and that just taking a little bit of our time to give back to the community is something that we should all try to prioritize in our lives.
Hunger and Homelessness Director of UNL Volunteers, Brittany Griffith, says that giving to the less fortunate is well worth the time and effort.
Just getting a smile from people walking by as I hand them a lunch sack is just so rewarding, and that's my favorite part of it.
When the volunteers finish preparing the lunches, they will be delivered to the Las Vegas Rescue Mission. For Studio G, I'm Tristan Balagtas.
UNLV volunteers are always accepting new members, and it's free to join. Weekly meetings are held at 11 a.m. on Friday in room 316 of the Student Union. If you're feeling a little hungry, don't hesitate to take a walk across Maryland Parkway and check out a different type of sandwich shop. Reporter Nicole Reynolds has more.
Started as a single shop in Chinatown, University Plaza is now home to the second Mr. Sandwich. Most known for their Vietnamese meat on a French roll, owner Dan Nguyen elaborated on what makes their sandwiches just a little bit different.
The way we make it, we learned it from the French people. That's why I call it French Vietnamese. So French, they took over Vietnam, they teach Vietnamese, we do everything with Vietnamese, French and Chinese culture.
The food isn't the only thing that showcases culture. Mr. Sandwich has thrived as a family-owned and run business. However, Nguyen credits a lot of his success to his hard work and dedication.
I've been working hard my whole life. I work in like 15, 16 hours a day. I left my country when I was 14. And I worked in 2 jobs when I was 18 until pretty much right now I'm older than 40. And I'm still working a lot of hours every day. That's why I'm pushing myself to working hard. So hopefully I can retire early.
The saying in English goes, hard work pays off, but in Vietnamese its meaning is just a little stronger.
Ka Kong Mai Sat, Ka Nong Den Kim. For Studio G, I'm Nicole Reynolds.
Persevere and never fear. Definitely words to live by. After this short break, Christina Davies will have our 7-day forecast. We'll be right back on Studio G Magazine.
I'm Chelsea.
I'm Toby.
It's your boy Miles Lowe.
Crystal McGuerza.
King Louie here. This is Don Conker.
3 P's in a Pod.
The Miles Lowe Midweek Show.
The King Louie Show. The Revolution.
Combox Radio with Crystal May.
KUMV. The Rebel HD2.
Come listen to us at therebelhd2.com.
It's indie rock, pop rock, and underground hip hop, R&B mix, electronic and dance music.
Click on the listen link and there we are.
I want this place to be a place that they feel safe, and secure, a place where they get inspired. So many times we kind of get complacent in our everyday life, transforming lives in the community from the inside out. I've been in fitness my whole life, but now tying that in now in my spiritual walk, it's been just amazing. Some people may want to run a marathon. Some may want to just get off their asthma inhaler. Exercising and moving our bodies, I think it's, we say if you don't use it, you lose it.
Good afternoon, Las Vegas, and happy Friday. Right now, we are at 67 degrees, sunny with a few clouds, and we do have light winds at 3 miles per hour. Our low for today will be at 60. Our average low is 48. We are 12 degrees above average. It's starting to look a lot more like spring. Right now, we have Tonopah, 51. Reno, 55. Winnemucca, sunny, 55, and Elko, 47 degrees. Due to a cold front that moved on out, we are experiencing some high winds. We have Nellis at 18 miles per hour, Eureka, 17, and Mercury, 22 miles per hour wind. As we can see that cold front move out, we do have this high pressure system building on up and leaving us with some sunshine. For tomorrow, we see that Tonopah is at 51, Elko 47, Winnemucca 50, and we'll be at 67. We can expect this through our weekend, and on Saturday and Sunday, sunshine, but on Monday, we'll be at 78 degrees, almost 80 degrees, and we will dip on down into the high 60s due to a cold front, and then on Friday, we can expect to be back in the mid 70s. But Saturday is daylight savings time, so don't forget to move your clock an hour forward. So Elena, do you ever have a hard time switching?
Always. It's horrible having one less hour to sleep. It feels like they just steal it from me. And being a college student, you definitely need that sleep. But thank you so much for that reminder.
Yeah, and don't forget, later on today, we'll have some helpful tips on adjusting to this time change.
That's right. Thank you so much, Christina. We'll be seeing you later in the newscast. Now we move into Tuesday. Last year, the March of Dimes released report cards of the United States grades on premature birth. Nevada got a grade D. I got the chance to speak with a young woman who did not allow her premature birth to get in the way of living her life on the track.
Competing on the track is life for racer and college student Bree Bradley, but competing for life
was her first competition.
Racing's never been something that has challenged me because of my birth.
Born on January 7th, 1991, weighing only 2 pounds 5 ounces, Bree was a premature baby. Since day one, it wasn't easy for her, but her mother, Kelly Bradley, always knew she was a fighter.
I guess hearing her cry, I knew she was going to be okay.
Bree spent 53 days in the NICU before being sent home, and during that time, doctors warned her mother, Kelly, of the problems that could arise.
The oxygen that they give them, with the medicine that they have to give them to get them to just survive, that they don't know the long-term recovery.
Once she was home, she weighed just about 4 pounds and only could fit in doll-sized clothes.
When I brought her home, she didn't even fit in a car seat.
According to medical reports, premature babies are those born during preterm, less than 37 weeks. Side effects from preterm birth include cerebral palsy, asthma, anemia, and more. But Bree was lucky to be only left with one minor ailment.
The only thing that I ever felt that I had to prove, especially nowadays, is just being small. You know, nobody takes me seriously. But, you know, when it comes to ailments, it was never like, you know, this is something that everybody's going to see me differently. I don't have anything like that.
In the March of Dimes report, Nevada last year accounted 13% of all births to be preterm. According to doctors in the desert state, dehydration is one of the many causes for preterm birth.
Are you smoking? Are you drinking? Are you taking drugs? Even a urinary tract infection can cause a preterm birth.
But according to Dr. John Nowens, the cause is still unknown. The small 5'2" racer has been racing for 9 years now and is the youngest female to win in her class the Mint 400 off-road race. And being a preemie baby has not stopped her from striving to be the best she can be on and off the track.
There's never been something that's, oh, because I was born a preemie, I can't do that. It's just been, oh, hey, I have a little bit of a deterrence here. I'm going to push even harder to make people realize that I'm just as good as you are.
Reporting for Studio G, I'm Elena Ledbetter. Bree Bradley is finishing her college career at UNLV and will soon graduate with a degree in broadcast journalism. To find out more about preterm birth in Nevada, you can visit the March of Dimes website at marchofdimes.com. It's that time of year again where Girl Scouts are out in full force, offering their famous cookies, but Studio G reporter Shelly Salbito shows us that this generation of Girl Scouts are doing whatever it takes to get their cookies sold.
Hi, would you like to buy some Girl Scout cookies?
It is bold, brilliant, and a question to some. An 11-year-old sold her Girl Scout cookies in front of a marijuana dispensary in San Francisco. Her mother got permission ahead of time, but would you let your daughter do it?
As a mother and a troop leader, I feel that our girls are learning business skills when they're selling cookies, regardless of what type of establishment they're selling them in front of. And with medicinal marijuana dispensaries, I don't have a problem with it.
Shauna Bradley, Troop 122 leader and Girl Scout mother, has led the troop for 6 years and sees the cookie sales as a competitive business opportunity for her daughter.
Our strategies to sell our cookies is to really just get out there, smile. We'll walk around the block. We'll do as many booths as we can.
Girl Scouts of Southern Nevada say that safety is the #1 concern. Where they decide to sell is up to the parents.
Our priorities for our girls, as with most things, is safety first. So any opportunities that come across our doorstep, that's how we evaluate it.
Colorado Girl Scouts are told to stay away from pot shops, but sales in front of particular companies is not the issue.
It is a legal business and it's a legal store. And so if it's a safe location, based on our criteria, that would be okay. When and if that does become a problem for Southern Nevada, we will look into it as we've looked into all of our locations with safety as a message.
The San Francisco mother thought that this tactic was a good way to have a discussion with her daughter about drugs, as the Girl Scouts sold over 100 boxes of cookies in nearly 2 hours.
We talk a lot about drugs in our household and making good choices and life choices. I don't think that selling cookies in front of a marijuana dispensary would be my personal way of teaching my daughter anything.
Reporting from Studio G.
Every Girl Scout is assigned a territory around the valley, and it's not too late to pick up those yummy Thin Mints if you haven't done so already. Don't leave yet, because we still have the best stories from Wednesday and Thursday. More Studio G magazine coming up.
Joining a student organization can enhance and redefine the UNLV college experience. UNLV has over 200 registered student organizations on campus and in the Las Vegas community, encompassing a variety of interests, activities, and beliefs among the student body. To explore, access, and join a student organization, visit the Involvement Center website under my.unlv.edu. Be a rebel. Get involved. Participation in Greek fraternity and sorority life at UNLV can provide an experience like no other, with benefits including supportive friends, leadership and career opportunities, and community service.
Greek life at UNLV is really great because it's a good way to network and meet new people from all over the place.
We got academics and we're all about that culture. So we encompass everything all around, and we're out here and we're trying to better ourselves and try to make it better, and let's just make it all better all together.
We shift gears and go into Wednesday. A single mother and widow has been avoiding the media for months, and now she speaks. Reporter Fabiola Marzano has the story.
Started hanging out. We went to see a concert, which was a Hispanic concert, and he doesn't speak Spanish. So I took him to see Prince Royce, and that's when he found out he had feelings for me, and then he would send me flowers and stuff like that, leave flowers in the cars. He was a really sweet guy.
While Ramirez was working his way up to become a police officer, Lopez was 5 months pregnant. They both had plans to start a family where they wanted to welcome their second child before getting married.
Like, he wanted a big old traditional wedding.
Tell me more about it.
His traditional wedding where all kids could wear tux, so he wanted the baby to be at least one, so he could be walking in a tuxedo with the other two.
On September 20, 2013, Ramirez was riding his motorcycle to work where he collided with a vehicle, killing himself instantly at the scene. That's where Lopez's life forever changed.
I felt it, like, you know how you get those weird vibes, so then I was like, it's him, Mom. And then she was like, no, it's not. And then my brother called her and was like, don't tell Janelle, because I was pregnant, but I already knew.
Due in 3 months and with a child in one arm, Sandra Almenarez says Lopez didn't eat nor sleep.
She wouldn't stop crying. She knew she had to be strong for them. Time heals everything, but really, I don't think so. Not when, like, your soulmate, like, passed away.
Motorcyclist Aaron Page says it is a tragedy to see another biker go down.
Only God knows the plan for that family and those children. Unfortunately, their father was taken from them much too early.
Lopez says Ramirez always challenged her to face her fears. The loss of him as a father and future husband was one of the biggest challenges of her life.
I'm all they have now, so I have to keep going for them. Give them the best. Continue his memory alive for them so they know who the dad was.
For Studio G, I'm Fabiola Marzano.
The death of Ramirez marks the 68th traffic fatality in Metro's jurisdiction this year. The accident is still under investigation. The new roller coaster in the Adventure Dome is making riders go loco. Reporter Crystal Maguerza gives us the inside scoop.
It twists, it turns, and it drops at a 90-degree angle. Via Loco is giving riders a thrill of a lifetime.
Turns you upside down, all around, flips you over, it's fantastic.
Via Loco is the newest roller coaster at the Adventure Dome in Circus Circus, and it's only the second of its kind in the country. Adventure Dome Vice President Tom Nolan says this project has been in the works since 2006.
Economics actually slowed down the process when the world changed here in Las Vegas, but luckily things are on the back uptick, and we wanted to position ourselves to be ready for when things come back and get normal again.
Well, things are back to normal, and the Adventure Dome is doing well.
It's only been open a couple weeks, but the couple weekends that we've had since it opened, the guest counts are up, that's for sure.
For the Adventure Dome, the El Loco is living up to its expectations. In 72 seconds, the El Loco promises to pack a punch.
The El Loco is a different ride, that's for sure. From the moment you get on the ride and going up the lift, as it jets you up, it's nonstop from the moment you get in to the moment you get out, and that really sets it apart from all the other rides. But we feel it's going to be a great addition to the ride mix here in the Adventure Dome.
For Studio G, I'm Crystal Maguerza.
For more information about hours of operation and ticket prices, visit their website at adventuredome.com. Crime on campus is down at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, but crime is still becoming an issue for housing residents. Reporter Shelly Salbito has more.
I come here and I always try to leave early.
Meredith Vega knows that UNLV's campus is not one of the safest areas of the valley.
It is kind of scary to think that there's assaults happening, and I think there needs to be more action with the staff or more, awareness of the situations happening.
On Southern Nevada college campuses, forcible sex offenses are rare, while liquor violations are more common, according to the most recent reports made under the Act.
Well, I feel as if crime shouldn't be a part of school, but it happens because we're teenagers. Or we're not necessarily teenagers, but we're adolescents. We do stupid things, we drink. Certain people choose to smoke.
UNLV is one of the state's largest college campuses with residential housing, reported the highest number of liquor law violations and drug violations, with the majority of them occurring on campus. The most recent incident that occurred on campus happened Friday in the South Residence Halls, making it the second housing fire of this year.
Like I said, it's currently under investigation. I know the fire departments, the fire marshals were out doing an investigation.
UNLV police have stepped up surveillance along the campus perimeter, parking lots, and in residence halls. They say the new statistics show their efforts are working.
If we catch the violators, if it turns out that this fire was an arson, and purposefully set, and we catch the violators, they'll be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. We'll make the arrest, and they'll go through the criminal justice system.
For Studio G, I'm Shelly Salbito.
Universities that receive funding for financial aid are required to report certain crimes happening on or around campus to the federal government under the Jean Cleary Disclosure of Campus Security Policy and Campus Crime Statistics Act. We still have one more day to review here on Studio G Magazine. Stay tuned.
Only place where you're going to hear these stories, the stories that count, that Combox Radio refuses to cover. My show is The King Louie Show, so, no one really wants to hear about the last bombing that happened in Baghdad. So we do the stories that matter, like K-Rev having a seizure at mid-court, or fast-paced show with lots of fast-paced music, especially punk rock, and stories that hit hard. King Louie here, host of The King Louie Show on the Rebel HD2, and I am here every Friday noon to 2.
I'm Christian FGY.
Kaylin Hype. And I'm Jay Luna. And we're Ill Vibe here. It's an underground hip-hop show here at UNLV, where we focus on making the hip-hop culture in the Las Vegas Valley more prevalent and just making people more aware of up-and-coming underground hip-hop artists.
Basically, we play what we like. It's really as simple as that. Most of the stuff we like are our hits, so both.
On KUNV HD2, Las Vegas.
And finally, on to Thursday. For some, college may be a 4-year dream, but in reality, graduating on time may not be as on schedule as you think. Reporter Valerie Mercenier has the story.
Assume that they'll have a bachelor degree in 4 years, but for many that doesn't happen. The average student takes longer than 4 years to graduate.
This phenomenon, it's not isolated to UNLV. It's actually something that's happening everywhere. You gotta take at least 30 credits every year if you want to finish within the 4-year mark.
Something many students don't realize and others don't want to do.
To take a full load every single semester with 4 classes and to do summer school and take classes during that time, it would have just been too much for me.
The rising cost of tuition is another reason why a 4-year graduation is difficult to attain.
It's harder for students to pay, the amount of credits per semester that it takes them to finish a degree in 4 years because tuition costs more.
And students who do want to take a full load might not be able to take a class because some classes aren't offered every single semester.
A lot of the classes that we need are only offered in the fall or they're only offered in the spring. So you have to wait that amount of time to take a class.
Want to get out of here in 4 years? Remember these 4 things. 1. Apply for financial aid and scholarships. 2.
take 30 credits a year. If you only take 4 classes during the spring and fall, make sure you're taking 2 during the summer. 3. Speak to an advisor every semester. And 4. Try not to declare a major unless you're sure about what you want to do.
For Studio G, I'm Valerie Mercenier.
To make an appointment with your advisor, you can go to unlv.edu and find the college you belong to. The old saying, "No question is a stupid question," is now coming to life at UNLV's Public Forum. Reporter Ron Paul Gavino has the story.
Have you ever had a question that you've wanted answered, but couldn't find the right time or place to ask? Have you ever felt a subject was too awkward or too politically correct to talk about? A new event hopes to create a safe place for questions such as these. No Stupid Questions is a monthly discussion sponsored by the Office of Civic Engagement and Diversity. Panelists are brought together to share their identities and experiences to the audience, and then answer anonymously asked questions. Kyanna Sanders, the graduate assistant for multicultural student programs, helped put the event together in the hopes to create an open place for safe discussion.
An opportunity for students to get their unanswered questions answered about different stereotypes that maybe they've heard or maybe that they have. It's a space where students can learn a little bit more about someone's personal experience based on that identity, and maybe it'll help them interact with other people who fit into that identity.
The event brings in panelists who share a common identity. This month's identity, women. In the past, the panel has consisted of students from the LGBTQ community and of Native American backgrounds.
It's a really cool way to connect with people through experiences that you didn't know you shared.
After the panelist's introduction, questions are asked anonymously and moderated by Professor Doris L. Watson. The anonymous question format allows for a more engaging experience.
So you can ask whatever and not worry about being thought, you should know that, that's a dumb question. You don't have to worry about offending anyone with your question. So it's a really good option.
With some helpful tips to adjust to time change.
So if you have trouble adjusting to time whenever we spring forward or fall back, just follow these helpful tips. First, on Saturday, if you want to you should go to bed early and switch your clocks early so you're getting adjusted. And on Sunday, be active and productive, because the more active you are, the more tired you'll be, and then you could go to bed early and it'll be sunny so you can enjoy the fun in the sun. Now, if we take a look at our extended forecast, once again, we will have some sun. Monday, have some clouds, and then just have some sunny weather for the rest of the week. So are you going to follow any of those helpful tips?
Definitely going to bed early, because I never usually get enough sleep as it is, but those were very helpful tips. Thank you so much, Christina, for doing that. Well, that's all the review we have for today. I'm Elena Ledbetter. And tune in on Monday.
And I'm Christina Davies,
where we'll bring you some more news. Have a good day, Las Vegas.